What are the pros and the cons of living in Colleyville, Texas? That's one of the most common questions that I get from clients that are considering moving into the area. So if you're thinking about moving to Colleyville or simply want to learn more about the city, this is a video for you. And you're going to want to stay to the end because there's some cons in here that will not only surprise you, but can actually cost you money. Now, if we're just meeting, my name is Jaime Resendez. Welcome to the DFW Homeowner YouTube channel, where you'll find real estate information that no one else is sharing with you. All right, so let's dig right into it. Colleyville, Texas is located in the heart of the DFW metroplex. You have about a 25-minute drive to downtown Fort Worth and about a 40-minute drive to downtown Dallas, which brings us right into the first benefit of living in Colleyville, and that's the location. Colleyville gives you access to the rest of the DFW metroplex in a reasonable amount of time. If you want to go to the Fort Worth Stockyards, you're 20 minutes away. If you want to go to the Perot Museum in Dallas, you're 40 minutes away. And if you need to catch a flight, you're within 15 minutes of leaving your driveway and parking at the airport. Now, there's so many other things that Colleyville has to offer, but the location's something that is irreplaceable. Now, let's explore another benefit of Colleyville, and that's the schools. Colleyville just flat out has grade A schools through and through. Now, note, this is a combined district. You have Grapevine and Colleyville ISD, which across the board from elementary all the way to high school, they put out a phenomenal product. Now, given that I'm a real estate professional, there's certain things that I am not able to cover when it comes to the school system. So I'm going to leave a lot of helpful resources linked down below for you to check out. But what I can tell you is that when you look at those resources, you're not going to be disappointed. And speaking of not being disappointed, pro number 3 are the parks and recreation. Although Colleyville has a small geographical footprint, it packs a punch. It really does when it comes to the parks and recreation. Most Colleyville residents are within walking distance of a very well-maintained park. And when it comes to events and activities, you're going to have plenty of opportunities to just go out and enjoy yourself or get as competitive as you want in many of the leagues that are created. Oh, and by the way, if you're finding value in this video, let me know that you're here by commenting Colleyville in the comment section down below. Because now we need to talk about some of the downsides to Colleyville, and the very first one that comes to mind is the cost of living. Yes, you are going to be paying the Colleyville tax, meaning there's a lot of demand, there's a lot of reasons to live in Colleyville. And with that being said, prices are going to be on the higher end. Housing in Colleyville, and truly in the area that we're talking about, especially north neighbors such as South Lake and West Lake, does get expensive. The housing cost in Colleyville is on the higher end, not just for its surrounding cities, but across the entire DFW metroplex. It is one of those ideal suburbs that people want to move into. It is a destination type of city. And I say suburbs very loosely. That's how it originally started. It was a suburb of Fort Worth. However, now it's just been engulfed by the entire DFW metroplex. So at this point, it's indistinguishable from when you leave Hearst and get into Colleyville and leave Colleyville to get into Grapevine. The second con to Colleyville is one that I'm going to combine several factors in because they kind of bleed in together. And that's the traffic, commute, and transportation. Expect traffic, especially during rush hour. Expect a commute because most likely if you live in Colleyville, you're not going to be working in Colleyville. And expect no public transportation, so you need a reliable vehicle to get around. So again, treat this as a suburb, even though technically Colleyville is part of a mega city that is the DFW metroplex at this point, where you are going to face traffic in the mornings as people are leaving for work and also in the evenings when people are coming back. And unless you already sold your company and became wealthy or are retired or simply work from home, expect to have to commute into other cities in the DFW metroplex to earn enough to live in Colleyville. All right, so now let's look at another downside to Colleyville, and that's the nightlife. The best way that I can explain Colleyville in this particular department is that the city turns off at 10 p.m. You're not going to find too much activity beyond that. So if you're looking for a nightlife where you're going out and doing all that fun stuff, then you are going to have to go into town. We're going to call that Fort Worth. We're going to call that Dallas. You're going to have to go outside of city limits to have a proper nightlife. Now, I include the category of nightlife in the cons section, knowing full well that a lot of the folks that are going to be moving to Colleyville aren't going to necessarily want to do that anyway. So just take that for what it is. So overall, if you're looking for a world-class city that has an incredible location, that gives you access to the entire DFW metroplex, that has incredible schools, has great parks and recreation, Colleyville is your city. And here in our DFW Homeowner YouTube channel, we really think highly of Colleyville. That's why we give it one of our highest ratings, and that's a 4.5 out of 5. So if Colleyville has piqued your interest and you want to learn more about the city all the way back to when it was founded, check out this video right here. Or if you're ready to check out some of the real estate in Colleyville, check out our list of preferred homes linked down in the description.